New baseball stadiums will be going up around the world in the next 10 years, as old stadiums need replaced, new franchises are formed, or for whatever reason. You've probably heard all the talk about new MLB ballparks. Tampa Bay is getting one in just a few years. Vegas is working on it. Nashville's ready for it as soon as they're awarded an expansion team. Salt Lake City, same situation. Then there are a few teams that may be replacing their existing stadiums, like the Kansas City Royals and the Chicago White Sox. But today let's look at future baseball stadiums in Asia. New ballparks have already been going up out there in recent years. Korea's newest one is Sungwon NC Park, a very modern venue, home to the NC Dinos, opened in 2019. Japan saw the opening of Escon Field in 2023, a retractable roof stadium with all the best features, home to the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. In Taiwan, the long-delayed opening of Taipei Dome finally happened at the end of 2023 and began hosting CPBL games this year. Though it's not the best-looking stadium and it's not home to any one particular team, it serves its purpose as the largest. At 40,000 capacity, it's got more than double the seats of any other CPBL venue, allowing teams to smash old attendance records this season. And it doesn't end there. New stadiums will be opening in the 2020s and 2030s. We've got 2 in Japan, 2 in Korea, 1 in Taiwan. Normally for this kind of video we start in Japan, but the 2 stadiums there won't be opening anytime soon. Let's start where they will be seeing the opening of a new park. First, in Korea. Baseball Dream Park in Daejeon broke ground in March of 2023. It's set to open in March of 2025, just in time for the start of the 2025 KBO season. It'll be home to the Hanwha Eagles. Presently, the Eagles play at Daejeon Hanbat Baseball Stadium, also known by the sponsor name of Hanwha Life Eagles Park. Opened in 1963, it's the oldest ballpark in the KBO. It's gone through a couple renovations and was expanded 12 years ago. Seating capacity is just 13,000, the smallest in the KBO. While there's a lot of history there, it's not seen as a classic ballpark. The team and the fans are ready for a new venue. The new Eagles Stadium will cost around $124 million, seating capacity of 20,000, asymmetrical outfield dimensions with varying wall heights, 400 feet or 122 meters to center, from home plate to the left foul pole, 325 feet, 99 meters, to the right foul pole, 312 feet, 95 meters, to left center, 377 feet, 115 meters, to right center, 367 feet, 112 meters, natural grass surface. It'll be the first KBO stadium with a 2-tiered bullpen, so fans can see the home and visiting teams' relievers warming up. In and around the stadium there will be an infinity pool, a playground for kids, and interactive sports exhibits. The new stadium comes at a time when the Eagles are trying to put an end to their losing ways. They've endured 5 straight seasons of finishing in the bottom 2, including 3 consecutive last-place finishes from 2020 to 2022. Only 2 league titles in their 40 years of existence, and the last one was back in 1992. But with some good young players and the return of Korean pitching legend Hyunjin Ryu, they are slowly starting to build something, hoping they can leave their losing past in the old park and signal a new age of Eagles baseball with the new one. Also set to open for the 2025 season in Taiwan is the Tainan Asia Pacific International Baseball Stadium, the new home of the CPBL's Uni Lions. The Uni Lions have called Tainan Municipal Baseball Stadium their home since the CPBL's first season in 1990, and that 12,000 capacity ballpark has been standing since 1931, built on the side of a field built during the Japanese period, a reminder of how the sport arrived in Taiwan. One unique feature is the unusually short light poles placed inside of the park. This is because the stadium is in the direct path of airplanes going in and out of the nearby airport. They'd like to keep this old place alive, but it's gotten to the point where it's much easier to build something new, rather than trying to maintain the old park. Cost is estimated to be $60 million. Seating capacity will be 25,000, 15,000 in the infield, 10,000 in the outfield. They recently announced that they're going to use artificial turf. Previously they had planned on using natural grass. It's part of the new Tainan Asia Pacific Baseball Complex, which is also home to a 3,000-seat secondary stadium and 2 youth stadiums. Dimensions are not available yet. Some concerns about the new stadium. The biggest one is that Taiwan has a poor record recently when it comes to opening new stadiums. A couple years ago they got in a hurry to open one, and there were so many problems with it they were unable to finish the opening series. The completion date for the Lions' new stadium was originally set for September of 2024, but was later pushed back to February of 2025, showing that they aren't rushing this one. But even the Taipei Dome, with its years and years of delays, was still plagued with problems in its first major series. Maybe they'll get this one right though, who knows. Other concerns: access to the stadium. The old one is very easy to get to for local residents. As for the new one, there will have to be some major improvements to public transportation for it to be a convenient place to go to. Also, there's the size. The old Tainan Stadium has a capacity of 12,000, and they average under 5,000 per game, the lowest in the CPBL. Why do they think they need a 25,000 seat stadium? It'll be great for opening day, all-star games, and playoff games, but not for the average midsummer game. Hopefully they find a way to do this without it looking too empty. Much further into the future, 2 KBO teams will open one new stadium. A new domed stadium in Seoul is expected to break ground in 2027 and be ready by 2032. It'll be the new home for both the LG Twins and the Doosan Bears. Right now, the 2 teams play at the old Jamsil Baseball Stadium, opened in 1982, the very first year of the KBO League. With a capacity of 25,000, it's the largest by capacity in the KBO, but it's just not large enough. At the moment, Korea lacks that one big stadium that can host major baseball events. Like I said before with Taiwan's Taipei Dome, or as we'll talk about later with Japan's Tokyo Dome. Another issue in Korea is the rain. Here are the results from June 29th. 4 rainouts and 1 ended early. In past years, there have been times where no team takes the field. The only indoor venue is Gochuk Sky Dome, home of the Kiwoom Heroes. That's where the MLB season opener was held back in March. But the capacity is only 16,000, which made for a very small crowd for a regular season MLB game. It was also the host site for a past WBC round, awarded by fault since MLB and the WBC don't want to take a chance with an outdoor venue, risking a possible rainout when they're on such a tight schedule. So in a country of 50 million, where baseball is a big thing, they were stuck with small crowds for such large events, when they know they could have attracted a crowd double that size, if they had the right venue. The new Jamsil Baseball Stadium will be a fixed dome, not retractable due to the cost. Seating capacity will be around 30,000, so it gives Korea a larger place for large events, with no chance of a rainout. It gives the KBO another dome, so fewer rainouts. That'll be 3 of the 10 teams playing under a roof. Currently it's only 1. And it'll give the KBO a chance to see some single game attendance records. Maybe season attendance records too, which they're close to breaking anyway. Stadium dimensions are not available. The old Jamsil is 410 feet to center. I'd imagine they'll want the new one at the more standard 400 feet to center, so we can see more home runs at Twins and Bears games. It'll be built with a long circular concourse, allowing fans to move around more easily. Part of the Jamsil Sports MICE complex. MICE stands for Meetings, Incentives, Conferences, and Exhibitions. The new stadium will be connected to a hotel with around 300 rooms. 120 of those rooms will have views of the outfield. It'll be built on the site of the old Jamsil Baseball Stadium, so after the old one is demolished and construction is underway for the new one, the Twins and Bears will relocate to Seoul Olympic Stadium from 2027 to 2031. Olympic Stadium seats 18,000, expandable to 30,000. It's currently suited for soccer and track and field, but work will soon be underway to make it into a KBO regulation field. After the Twins and Bears move into their new ballpark, Olympic Stadium will go back to being a soccer and track venue. All this work planned in and around Seoul is part of efforts to bring the 2036 Summer Olympics back to the city. In Japan, nothing will be opening for the rest of this decade, but in the 2030s they are making plans for brand new ballparks in the center of the largest city. One will be the replacement for Tokyo Dome. Since 1988, Tokyo Dome has been one of the world's busiest venues. The Yomiuri Giants average 40,000 fans per game annually. Lots of other sporting events take place there as well, and concerts. All the years and all the action has taken its toll on the place, and it's time to replace Tokyo's go-to venue. The new nameless stadium is part of a massive redevelopment plan at a huge vacant lot that used to be the site of the Tsukiji Fish Market. 9 new buildings, including a conference hall and a hotel, a transportation hub with links to widespread areas, boat transportation on the Sumida River, and a launching pad for flying cars, costing over $6 billion. Capacity of the new stadium can be adjusted to range from 27,000 to 57,000. At present, Tokyo Dome holds 55,000 for concerts and 43,000 for baseball. So it looks like they're going for about the exact same size here, somewhere between 40 and 45 for baseball. And like Tokyo Dome, it will be multi-purpose, used for rugby, soccer, American football, basketball, and other sports. Here's where it differs from Tokyo Dome. It'll have a retractable roof. One thing I don't like about catching a day game at Tokyo Dome in the spring, the weather outside is fantastic, and being inside Tokyo Dome can really give you a feeling of being closed off from the outside, like you're wasting a nice afternoon being indoors. The roof is going to be covered with solar panels and greenery. The building will catch wind from the sea. The south side of the building will be all glass, overlooking the Sumida River. So even when the roof is closed, you don't have to feel like you're closed off from the outside world. The field will be artificial turf, just as Tokyo Dome is now. No dimensions available yet, but they'll most likely go with the standard dimensions that Tokyo Dome has. They want this to be the new go-to venue, hosting the WBC, Premier 12, MLB season openers, and other big events like that. The stadium will also include 50 VIP rooms and 7,000 square meters of lounge space. 11 companies are involved in the project. One of those companies is Yomiuri Shimbun Holdings, owner of the Yomiuri Giants. While they haven't officially said that the Giants will be moving in as soon as it opens, I think it goes without saying. They're aiming to begin construction in 2025, with the new stadium opening in time for the 2033 season. Also expected to be opening sometime in the 2030s is a replacement for Meiji Jingu Stadium, home of the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. Jingu has been around since 1926, the second oldest in Japan. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Jimmy Fox, among other MLB All-Stars, played there in 1934, home of the Swallows since 1964. But the Tokyo government's plan is to demolish Jingu, as well as a nearby rugby stadium, as part of a redevelopment plan for the district. The plan calls for the building of a new stadium, though nothing about the design, features, capacity, or any other information has been released. This is devastating news for many baseball fans in Japan. Jingu and the oldest stadium, Koshien, are the country's iconic old ballparks, much like Fenway and Wrigley are seen in America. There's been a lot of pushback, fans are against the move, but the Tokyo government is determined to see it through. While we don't yet know what it's going to look like, we can guess that the capacity would probably match that of Jingu, with just over 30,000 seats. Standard dimensions, Jingu is a little small at 394 to center, the new one will probably be 400. Modern features, but a much more intimate atmosphere than Tokyo Dome's replacement will have. And they'll want a retractable roof. Games at Jingu are great when the weather's nice, but the summer heat and the summer rain often make them wish they had a roof. I'd imagine the new Swallow Stadium will look great, possibly the best one in all of Japan, but everyone's going to miss Meiji Jingu Stadium when it's gone. Fortunately, it won't be happening too soon. Still time to go catch a game at the old ballpark. And that's it, 5 new stadiums in Asia, 2 of them next year, the other 3 not for a while. Maybe some smaller ones too, but we're just looking at the primary homes for the top-level professional teams today. Anyway, that's all for this one. Until next time, this is Baseball International. See you.